You ever notice how some days you're chasing the day and some days the day's chasing you? Same job, same trucks, same phone, but one morning you walk into a house already knowing what you're looking for, and another morning you're two calls behind before you ever set the brake. I chewed on that for a long time. What's the difference between those two kinds of days? And it came down to 1 hour. The first one. This has figured something out. I'm Dave. I fix air conditioners over in Kingfisher, and today I'm working through what that first hour of the morning actually does to a person, not as some productivity trick. I've been getting up before the sun most of my life, and I want to tell you what I think is really going on under it. I've been up before 5 most mornings for as long as I can remember. Nobody told me to. I didn't read it in a book. It's just what happens when you run a service business in a small Oklahoma town and you actually care whether the work gets done right. The phone starts up around 7. By 8 on a hot July morning, I've got 3 calls stacked up, a tech already on a job, and somebody wanting a free estimate on a new system. The day gets away from you quick. The only hour that's really mine is the one before any of that starts. And I got to wondering why that hour matters so much, not just for getting things done, but what it does to you. So I went looking, and what the research says on it was more interesting than I figured. Turns out people who get up early on purpose, and I mean every day, not just once in a while, tend to share a certain wiring. And it's not what most folks would guess. It's not about being tough for the sake of it. It's not about grinding your teeth through the alarm clock. What the researchers found is that early risers score high on something they call self-regulation. Fancy term. All it means is you're good at doing what you said you'd do, even when the moment is pulling you the other way. That's a different animal than motivation. Motivation is how you feel. Self-regulation is what you do, no matter how you feel. Most people mix those two up. They sit around waiting to feel like it before they move. The self-regulating folks move first and let the feeling catch up, or not. Either way, the work's done. There's another piece they call future-oriented thinking. Early risers tend to decide things based on where they want to be, not where they're sitting right now. That's why 5 in the morning makes sense to them, even when 6:30 would feel a whole lot better. The choice isn't being made for right now. It's being made for 9 a.m., for noon, for the end of the day. But here's the part that stuck with me. The real payoff of getting up early isn't the extra time. It's the control. Before the phone rings, before anybody needs a thing off you, before the whole day turns into you reacting, that hour belongs to you, start to finish. Nobody can drag you into their emergency. Nobody can pile on your list. You're not answering to a soul. You're just thinking ahead. The researchers call that a sense of owning your own day. And what they found is the first hour kind of sets the tone for everything after it. The folks who spend that first hour reacting, hit snooze, scroll the phone, scramble out the door, they start the day already behind, already answering. The folks who spend it thinking, getting ready, moving on their own terms, they carry a different kind of steady into everything that comes next. Let me tell you what 5 a.m. looks like for me. I'm up, coffee's on, I'm going down the day's schedule in House Call Pro, who's on the board, what parts we need, what job's going to want a second look. I'm running through the calls I've got waiting. I'm thinking about what I know and what I don't know yet. There's a customer who called yesterday with something I haven't run into in a while, and I'm working it out in my head before I'm ever standing in front of it. By the time I'm in the truck headed to the first job, I've already run the whole day once in my head. I know where it's going to get tight. I know what needs to be on the truck. I've thought about the questions that customers probably going to throw at me. None of that makes the day perfect. Things go sideways. They always do in this business. But there's a difference between going sideways when you're already set and going sideways when you never got your feet under you to begin with. The first one you handle, the second one buries you. And there's something that hour does to how you see yourself. And I don't mean that soft. I mean it plain. When you start your day with an hour of getting after it on purpose, before anybody's asked you for one thing, you carry that into the day like proof of who you are. You already did something. You already moved. That's a whole different thing than starting the day in answer mode. One of those builds something up. The other one just burns through whatever you brought Now, I want to be straight with you because I don't think this show's worth much if I'm not. Not everybody's built for 5 a.m. The research is pretty clear on that. Our body clocks are real. They run different from one person to the next. And there are folks who genuinely do better later in the day. Night owls aren't lazy. Their wiring's just set another way. What I'm not talking about is the number on the clock. What I'm talking about is the first hour, whenever your day really starts, belonging to you before it belongs to everybody else. If you're a night person and your first real hour of clear thinking is 10 at night, when the house is quiet and nobody needs a thing, well then that's your 5 a.m. Same idea, time you hold before the world gets its hands on it. The mistake isn't being the wrong kind of person. The mistake is not having that hour at all, because without it, every single day starts inside somebody else's emergency, and that's a hard way to live. I'll leave you with something I watched happen over a lot of years running this business. The calls that go worst, and I don't mean the tricky ones, I mean the whole feel of it, those tend to land on the days I'm already behind. When I didn't get my morning in, when I'm 2 calls deep and the day's been me reacting from the jump. I'm still sharp on the tools, but I'm not settled, and people feel that off you. The calls that go best are the ones where I had my first hour, where I thought ahead, where I walked in the door already knowing what I was after, already calm, already out in front of it. That's not magic. That's just what getting ready does for you. And getting ready takes time that nobody's claimed yet. 5 a.m. is where I claim mine. This has Figured Something Out, and I'm Dave Hartzell. Thanks for riding along this morning. If you've got an HVAC question or a system that needs a look, call 405-375-4822 or book at hartzellsheatair.com.